When I was but a young boy, I lived in a place called Germany. And today we're going to do a German food called Rouladen. So basically, you take some pounded beef and you stuff it with a few other things, including bacon and a pickle and some mustard. It's a pretty fucking wacky dish, I'm going to tell you. So you can get the butcher to cut this 1/4 inch and then pound it if you want. So you want to stretch this out. And then we're going to take this. It's German mustard. Get the German stuff, it's a little bit different. So we're going to take this and we're going to spread this onto the beef fairly liberally. You probably don't want to put the spoon back in the mustard after you've slathered the beef with it. That's the best way to do this.
Put them in a jar.
Put them in a jar. Put it in a jar before you do it. Now you can use 2 spoons. Slather her up. When I was in Germany, my mother used to make this all the time, and she used to put ketchup in it, which isn't really part of the standard recipe, but it adds another moisturizing element and another little flavor thing that's pretty good. So I'm going to put ketchup on there. Like such.
Mix around. Look at this thing.
Looking good.
I'm going to crack a little salt and pepper on there. And then, do you know what this is? Bacon. Put this lengthwise, just like such. This is going to provide a great deal of moisture to this thinly sliced beef. And now, possibly the oddest part of this, we're going to take this, a pickle. Cut it in half, zip, and then we're going to put this lengthwise, like such. And then you roll this up around the pickle. Roll it up. So you have this beef wrapped around a pickle. If you can believe that. Get your cable. Tie her up. Tight. Goddamn scissors can't cut shot. You don't have to, and you don't need to. But I do. Get it right through the pickle.
Right through the pickle.
That way it stays together. And then you have this, a beautiful little bundle of joy. A little bundle of meat and pickle. An odd and strange recipe the Germans have come up with. Tasty though, very tasty. Look at that, Rouladen, a German delicacy. So we made these little pockets of beef, bacon, and pickle. Can you believe that's a food? Basically we're going to sear these off a little. What is that? Beautiful rainbow color. It's the baby Jesus smiling at us for cooking so much meat. Anywho, down. You don't have to put too much butter in there. I guess that's quite a bit, but sometimes mixing butter and oil together is the way to go. You get the oily of the oil and you get the buttery of the butter. Heat it up, heat it up.
Oh no, heat it up.
My days as a German boy were some of the best ever. I was so young though. Habst du easy for more line? Ja, ich habe den easy for more line. That means, do you have any food for Molai? No, I don't have any food for Molai. I didn't learn much German. Place our packets in the thing. Here the sizzle. Just want to brown these on each side a little bit. You son of a bitch. This is gonna fall apart. But maybe it'll be the most delicious. Have you ever heard the German tale, the ugly duckling? Well, it's about a duck. It's ugly, then becomes the most beautiful of all swans. You see, they're a little bit seared. We're gonna put them on a plate. Okay, see this? This is the remains of the sear, and it's really, really tasty. So we're actually going to cut some vegetables into here to start the sauce. And as always, we're going to start with mille fois. In German, it's So we have this: onions, carrots, celery, leek, garlic.
Du bist ein Schweinehund. Nein, jetzt haben sie nicht Schweinehund.
Perfection. But it'll have to do. Throw this in, all this shit. Garlic, onion, leeks, carrot, celery. You might have to put a little more oil in. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Stir it around. If I could describe German food, it would be beefy and oniony. Very strong gravy, and what we're doing right now is like building the base of the gravy, which is going to be like thin and really strong in flavor to go on top of the rouladen. We're also going to cook the rouladen in this liquid, and it will be this is cooking down pretty well. And now what we're going to do, folks, we're going to hit it with a cup of red wine, dry red wine. And we want to bring this to a boil for a couple minutes. Turn the heat up a tiny bit, not too much. Give it a little shake here. Hey, hey, hot, 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 hot. I know, boy. Being swarmed by the feline. Oh, it smells good. Red wine and onions together. Come on. A little butter, a little beef. It's classic. The French do it, the Italians do it, and now the Germans do it. And now I do it. On there. Okay, so this has been boiling for a few minutes, and now we're going to bring this down again, low heat. We're going to add a tablespoon of tomato paste. That looks like a tablespoon, right? Get out there, you little son of a bitch. You little son of a bitch. Oh, you son of a bitch. Beef stock, 2 cups. 1, 2. So we're gonna add a teaspoon of this kind of powdered stock as well to make it extra flavorful. Stir her up a little bit. guess what? Our old chum the baby.
Maybe someone who doesn't stand a chance, like this.
So let this cook for maybe 2 minutes. Get you nasty boy. He's a ponce, that cat. Now is a slightly tricky part. We're going to transfer this into this pot. Oh. Remember our rouladen? Of course you do. The rouladen is the star of the show. We're going to put these in here, nestle them down.
Nestle them in. Nestle them down. And nestle them in.
So we're just going to do our foil and pie plate trick again. The oven is preheated now. 325. In she goes. And then we'll just put this on top. Close her up. It's going to be in there for 90 minutes. That is 1.5 hours. You know, when I was 12 and my brother was 14, living in Lahr, Germany, we used to get fucking shellacked on Black Tower, my friends. That's candy wine. We've asked our great German friend Jeff Hicks over to show us what he thinks we should pair with this. And, you know, not only is Jeff Hicks one of the great drummers in this land, to many, many of the stars of this country, but he's actually quite the little sommelier. And he's turned me on to many a cheap red that I've gotten sloshed on with the very man. So anyways, here's what he said.
Hey,
Jeff!
I'm from Winnipeg.
What the fuck?
That's not in Germany.
Get on in here.
You kidder.
You spent some time in Ludwigshafen, I know you did.
What the fuck does that mean?
So we've got a German dish, rouladen, we spoke about. You've got some wine.
I brought some wines I thought you might like.
Okay.
So, we went red and white because why not? And we also focused on British Columbia.
I love it.
Here is a British Columbian Pinot Noir from Spirehead. And here is a dry Riesling from Quailsgate.
Beautiful.
Beautiful wines. Do you want me to hold them up? Like I'm selling something?
You can do whatever you want.
Look, they're tassels!
Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, when we were talking about this, we thought, you know, it's an interesting dish to be doing right now because it's the middle of summer. It's hot as Hades. In fact, it's very, very uncomfortable in here.
Jeff, I don't feel so well.
So I thought we could stick with a Riesling, which is a German varietal, but this is the BC version of it.
Yeah.
This is dry.
Yeah.
I think the ones that you might have had from Germany, from the Mosel, would be maybe a bit sweeter. That might be good with the beef, but I don't like sweet wines. They remind me of high school.
Right.
Getting sick on the wine,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
And another beautiful choice would be a Pinot Noir. It's a red wine, but it's a bit lighter because you've got a fairly substantial dish, and the gravy is going to be pretty heavy. But it's also beef, so why not go red?
You know, I think you're right. I guess you're suggesting that we drink that with the meal, and then maybe this one while we're making the meal, because it is fucking hot in here.
It is so hot in here.
You know what we should do, Jeff?
What's that?
We should take a taste.
Does this always happen?
Yes, sir.
What the fuck is going on in here? Holy shit.
Jeff, Jeffy, get it in there.
There's glass everywhere. Watch the cat. There's no glass on my face though, right? Am I bleeding?
Cheers.
Cheers to a German meal. Lots of like bright fruit. Orchard fruit, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Light, a bit citrusy, tangy.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully rounded. On the palate, boysenberry.
Okay, I taste that.
But you know the finish? Cat urine.
Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Well, Jeff, I appreciate your input. We're gonna clean up and make our dish.
Good luck. Godspeed. Godspeed.
So we are making the German dish called Rouladen. And we're also gonna make something called Spaetzle, which we're gonna do right now real quick. Christ, fuck. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. It's pretty liquidy, but it's gonna make for a very soft noodle. Guess what? Salt the fucking water. Don't salt the pasta, salt the water.
We are the robots. We are the robots. We are the robots. We are the robots.
Dip, 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 dip. Folks, don't try this at home. I'm an expert. An expert at spinning a bowl on a cutting board. Look at that. We have Spaetzle. I believe our rouladen is done. There's always a risk of serious injury. Folks get 2 oven mitts, not just one. We only have this one. Look at how burnt it is. Hops du willst for Molai? Nein, ich habe die nicht for Molai. Tan 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 tan. Woo! Woo! What I like is that the rouladen themselves have shrunk a little bit, so they've been sitting in this liquid. One of them has actually completely disappeared. Oh, there it is. It's our renegade. It's our fucking renegade. So we're gonna strain the vegetables out. Oh, you know, it's just gonna about to strain it down the fucking sink. Not a great idea, folks. Take 2. Easy does it. Careful now. Careful. And what you're left with is this insanely amazing looking gravy. So we're gonna add a couple things to it though. Hast du Lust für Molai? Nein, ich habe sie nicht für Molai. Hast du Lust für Molai? Nein, ich habe sie nicht für Molai. Hast du Lust für Molai? Nein, ich habe jetzt für Molai. Hast du Lust für Molai? Nein, ich habe sie nicht für Molai. Hast du Lust für Molai? Nein, ich habe sie nicht für Molai. Could you hear that? We're gonna make this other thing called, I think it's called a slurry. If you want a thicker gravy, this is how you do it. Put some flour in a container. Then we're gonna put a little water in there. Just pour a bit in there. Maybe like that. Shake her up. And see, now it's this kind of like white liquid. You can do this with cornstarch too, but don't do it with cornstarch. Cornstarch is fucking slimy. Just pour little bits of it in there. Oh fuck, shit, that tastes good. Oh my god. Hot as hell in here. We can't see anything. Our eyes are blurring over due to the extreme heat. Our minds are not what they used to be. They put creatures in our ears. I went here as a boy. A castle in Bavaria that was, pretty sure Disneyland was modeled after this, for reals. I went in the very castle, up to the turret. Wondered about the man shooting the arrow at the other man. Wondered if I could do it. If I... I'm not crying. I'm not crying, I'm choking. Remember our Spaetzle? On it. Take your rouladen. Put that on here. You know what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a few of these carrots on there. Just over here. And then, the most important part, pour the gravy over top. Very, very liberally, all over this. And there you have it. The German treat that I ate as a boy. I'm gonna try it. Can't wait. Wait a minute. We have to be civilized here. Delicious. Oh, so tender. You can feel the meat falling apart. I can't believe how good that is. The inside is almost like rich and creamy almost. The beef is incredibly tender. The gravy mixes in super well. Good with the wine too. You're gonna want to try this, folks. You're gonna want to try this tonight. Dankeschön. Bitteschön.